Thanks for staying with us. This morning, we're going to be opening our phone lines to hear from Nigerians on the state of the nation. The federal government has repeatedly reassured Nigerians that this painful season would soon go away, saying that there's a lot being done policy-wise to restabilize the economy and get things, food crisis to abate. Unfortunately, many Nigerians are still crying because lots of prices have gone up across board on food prices, transportation, so many things relatable to Nigerians have really gone up, and Nigerians are really wondering what exactly is going on. So there's a part of government policy, there's a part of Nigerians themselves causing these high-cost skyrocketing pricing, either by hoarding or refusing to sell. What are your thoughts on the entire what's going on? Because the Nigerians are really, really worried about government, and government has repeatedly told us that this is a short phase, and they're working on ensuring that the policies eventually begins to benefit Nigerians. What are your thoughts on this? You can call us on 081-0764-1679-0902-1241-63440. Please tweet to us at TVC Entertainment _. We'd like to hear from you. The truth is, there's a lot going on right now. Nigerians are really suffering when it comes to food, electricity, transportation, the basic needs of life. And so in some quarters believe that even we as Nigerians, we're even adding to this suffering. What are your thoughts on this?
Let me read something from one of the papers today, just to buttress your introduction. It says that the prices of staples have gone up in recent times. This is the National Bureau of Statistics listing the 2023 December food inflation at 33.93%, up from 23.75% in 2022. Reports say prices of staples like rice, beans, oil, plantain, grains, fish, poultry and meat have surged by 50%, and this has triggered protests against the harsh development across the country. Data obtained from Consumer Price Index reports by the MBS also indicated that Nigeria spent 1.47 trillion on importing food and beverages in the 6 months of 2023. So earlier when I read out in during the newspaper review, it says that there's a committee that had been set up where we have the DSS and the Inspector General of Police, part of it, and their job is to address this issue of rising prices in staples. It's also to clamp down on those who are hoarding, who are smuggling, and also one of the things that they're looking at is to stop importation of food. We're spending a large amount of money to bring food into our country. I mean, this is a country that is blessed. I mean, Taraba State, from when I was small, what I used to always hear, then my grandma would tell me, she says that, there was a time Chinese came and they would say, just one community in this state will be able to feed the whole of Nigeria. They would say that if they even had that could feed their own country. That was one thing to hear a lot about Taraba State. So, and then we have Benue State, Plateau State. I mean, we have so much going for us, but we haven't done the necessary investment. And the times that we have done, we have also seen the part that Nigerians play. Very recently, the anchors borrowers, when, Nigerians were given money to do something and they haven't been able to, for various reasons. They didn't return, there are no returns. They would say the insecurity, the environment is not palatable to what it is that they are meant to do, just different reasons. But now is the time that we should all put our heads together and sort this issue, because it is crazy. It is so scary. I've never in my adult life, felt this thing so much. Like everywhere, you can see on people's faces that this is no joke anymore. I have a guy that supplies us eggs in the estate like every week, or as often as you need. And you would get, like, for the month, the price of eggs. He sent us a message, no vexo. I'll be sending you weekly prices. Because today I will give it to you, the next day it's another price. It makes no sense how fast these prices are rising. What is happening? We're not in a war situation. What is happening?
What's the rush? What's the hurry? Let me also come to the ladies, because I was reading the article saying that Nigeria has the potential to feed itself and even be a net exporter, which is what you just said, of food items to other countries. However, the nation requires food to be brought out to the people so that they can control prices and put food on the tables of Nigerians. Many Nigerians are hoarding. Other commodities traders are busy hoarding these commodities so that Nigerians will suffer or they will make more money as a result. So aside from government's own, government is saying, I put a policy in place, right? It's a hard policy, and they said it's going to be for a season. But even me now, I'm a trader. I'm also keeping because I don't know what's going to happen.
They're not hoarding tomato. It's not audible. They're not
Grains are being hoarded.
They're hoarding grains.
Yeah, but they're not hoarding pawpaw. It's not hoarding. Like, if you know when they're perishable. It's not something that you can hoard. There are the costs of perishables are also going very high, and it's not based on hoarding. Is based on their metrics. So we can talk about the fact that there is hoarding, but the costs of food in the market is not just the challenge of hoarding. It's a challenge that we knew was going to happen. One, we have a major insecurity challenge in the country. Farmers cannot go to their farm.
Yep,
It's ripple effect. Two, diesel prices keep going up. Cost of transporting the goods have gone so high. Where would they put it on? You know, and we also have the challenge that the people, we still have the food is being exported out of a country that cannot feed itself. We still have that happening right now. Exports of food out of a country that is struggling to feed itself. So when we want to deal with the issue, when we say security challenge is a crucial part, it is obvious. Taraba can feed Nigeria, can feed even the entire West Africa. Even the Commissioner of Agriculture in Taraba has said it. But how are we helping Taraba? Because we know they have the land. How is the federal government now saying, let me have a meeting with the governor of Taraba and let me have a meeting with the Commissioner for Agriculture in Taraba. They say you people have land. What is the problem? What can we do short term? They are produce. Maize is short term. Yeah. You can flood market with maize in 3 months. Yeah. Chicken, 3 months. We can produce this thing. It needs a decisive government saying that we will do A and we'll get B. The entire Taraba is protected. I'm just using Taraba as an example because
there's Benue.
Ogun State is the poultry hub of Nigeria. Everywhere you go, you see them poultry farm. So if we are decisive as a government, we can decide to say what is the problem and how can we help them. Transportation is a major challenge. I feel right now the easiest thing to subsidize is not petrol, it's to subsidize diesel. Because everything is based on diesel. Yeah. Petrol costs is going high because diesel is costing, the price is influencing petrol. Food people that are bringing food, yam is expensive, rice is expensive. They say it is the diesel cost. So
just based on what you just said now, because in that conversation the president had with other stakeholders, where they talked about security, even state policing. So our current 400,000 police that we have should go and protect those states. While the individual states go and do, all the states have your own state police, while these 400,000 men that we have with the police, they should go and either Taraba State, Benue, and all those food hubs. Yeah. They should go and protect those areas so that Nigerians can feed itself.
Then can the northern states release the food too? Because I hear that they're not even releasing the food to come south. We went to the market. They said they did not bring food, that they did not collected container, that no truck has come into the market.
So much on diesel.
They are saying they want to keep their food.
Yeah, it's a diesel issue. You won't blame them. The issue is multi-layered. If you touch one aspect, there's another one waiting for you. You touch another aspect, there's another one waiting for you. We have a deficit of people who are ready to go into farming because for them, they do not see it as lucrative anymore and as status, quote unquote, anymore. They would rather take up jobs like ride Okada, things that are quick fixes that would just give them money. So we need manpower in that area. That's one. She has highlighted insecurity. Before, we didn't have these sort of issues because people were able to go to their farms. But insecurity has driven, a lot of people have even abandoned the farming. They have left their ancestral lands. They are somewhere in the city with one cousin or one. So who wants to now go back to the farm? They are not sure that their lives are secure when they go back to the farm. The fact that we are import-oriented, we do more of importation, would affect everything that we're going through because the rising cost of the falling of our naira is also affecting us. By the time you say, okay, we are going to be planting maize, we really do not have those really good seeds. We import most of the seeds if you want your crops to. We're not looking at that. We import, there's this thing they use for fertilizers. All these things are imported. It has to do with dollars. So by the time you finish the importing, you plant it here. Somebody is thinking because you planted it here, you will sell at a loss. It's not going to happen. You will add all of your costs together, and then things get expensive. And so we need to focus more on improving our ability to export products, and also ensuring that those designated places, like you mentioned, get those security people to man some certain places where production and agriculture is going on, so that we secure that aspect. Have we looked at the issue of wastage? Some of these perishable products, we don't have enough storage for them. We don't have the mechanism to store them or convert them to dry goods or powdered goods and all of that. And so before the farmer finally gets to the end product, he has lost over 50% of the money that he had invested in place. And how do you recover it? You have to put it on the price of the goods that you're selling. So the issues are just so many. I don't know which one to touch. Now, the wickedness of Nigerians is the fact that you now want to, so you have old stock, right? And you quickly increase it because you are anticipating that by the time you get to the market, it's going to, it's going to be high. So you increase the old stock, first of all, before you get to the market. Why not wait? When you get to the market, you put your price according to what you have bought. But everybody's in a hurry to just make that money, and it's affecting all of us.
Let me take this call from Ade. He's calling from London. Thanks for calling. You're live.
My advice to Mr. President is this. During the Shagari era, they have what they call PLO, Presidential Liaison Officer, in all the states. Let him have that. All the custom, they have more than 1 million rices languishing in the custom barrack. Let them release those rice and those food to every local government to share for the poor people. You know, that will go a long way. Instead of just seizing the rice, Ororo, all these things, languishing in custom houses, let that be shared immediately to poor people through the liaison office in every state that the president will appoint. So all local governments, they will share to the grassroots. That's the first thing they should do. Empty all those barracks of custom with food and oil. And then you can think of the next line to do. That serve as a food bank to all Nigerians. God bless Nigeria.
You know, we're going to go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation and open our phone lines for more callers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing the state of the nation, insecurity, food crisis, the hardship, no electricity. That's part of it. Sometime this week, hopefully, we have the minister come and join us and shed some light. But right now, the issue of food crisis is a major issue. Another angle of this conversation is the governors. You know, the governors received over 1.1 trillion naira in December federal allocation, and you're wondering what was done with the money. You know, this money has tripled compared to what they were getting months back, even since this administration came on last year, May. The money the governors have received, they've never received before. So the question is, in the midst of this crisis, what are our governors doing individually in their states to boost production? I know that I know Lagos State had started a hub in Mushin, and it's cheaper produce. They have, somebody was sending a video that they bought pineapple for 500 naira. I'm like, in this Lagos, are you sure? In Mushin, in the Lagos State hub. So according to what I heard is that they plan to have this across all the various local government. But even aside that, we need more of that. We need more hubs across the nation. We need we need access to food.
Why is it cheaper in the hubs?
So because that's where it lands.
Oh, okay.
So there's no extra cost. If you're buying it in your own locality, you probably will carry transportation costs. So
all right, so the main issue. So now let's go into the issue of
governors.
The governors, the responsibility of the governors, the issue of insecurity, because federal government is now suggesting state policing. There are so many levels to this issue of instability in our nation. Which angle do you want to go?
Governors, I feel that when you hear our governor speak and you're hearing excuses, and you're
also complaining like you.
How can you be complaining? You are a House of Rep member. You are lamenting. Please leave lamentation for regular Nigerians. I don't get it. Why are you complaining? You say, oh, the power in the House of Assembly is overrated. There's no power. I say, what of oversight function? He said, there's no. What power does oversight function? How can we compel? I say, wow. The governor will say, the federal government, what would I do? I'm like, wow. As in, people should take responsibility. It's that simple. We can decide to be complaining and lamenting and wallowing, or we can choose to take responsibility and say, I will feed my states. What do I need to do? I would fuel, diesel. I'll put diesel into trucks to go to we know the farming communities. I know for Oyo, you know that when you get to this particular place in the Gobosho, you will gather this particular stuff. You know, if you go to Okeogun, what you will gather from Okeogun. You know the Isheyin, I will gather this from there. So if I ensure that I have trucks go to those places and buy from the people there, or ensure that we have vendors buying from them, we will reduce the problem. Lagos State can say we provide trucks. We put diesel into the trucks. They will go to Oyo State and bring in food to these food hubs. Ogun State, we can partner like that and ensure that we are reducing the burden and reducing the middlemen, because the middlemen obviously are profiting despite all of this challenge. Now, how much I buy, I go sell. It doesn't matter. But the governors can ensure that we create incentives so that we are bringing the produce to people without much complaints. And on another note, we have every state has commissioner for agriculture. Every state. I remember when we were facing COVID crisis, there were emergency meetings weekly by all the commissioners for health in all the states. We have a food crisis in Nigeria. Let there be emergency meeting on a weekly basis for all the commissioners for agriculture, for all states. What do you have? What do you have? What are your problems? What are your problems? What can I give you? I have fertilizer. I have manure. I have this one. How can we cross and maximize ourselves? Like, what can we do? Let the conversation happen.
Well, many of them are not producing anything.
So that's where I'm going as well. I feel that the governors in the North and Middle Belt have been quite lazy when it comes to proper investment in that area. They've done it so well, you know, agriculture, farming, and trading has been done the way it has always been done. We go to the farm, we till the land, we harvest the crops, and then we send it. Do you understand? Then other things started coming in. Issues of herder farmers issues now became a huge problem. Insecurity became a huge problem. I understand that these are real issues, and we have heard the governors come out to cry. I'm not disputing that, but I also feel that the work that needed to be done in investing in these areas, it was never done. We're just happy just doing it the way we've always done it. I say that for me, I have like a lot of people who I went to school with that went to farming. You know, they say, oh, farming is not so palatable, farming is not attractive. I know so many people that went to school, have degrees, and went back and they are farming. You know, so it's not about people are crossing their hands, they don't want to do farming. For those who are in the farming, what are we doing to help them? These are people with education. These are people that, you know, they're putting in whatever little expertise that they have. All they need is a little bit of government support. You know, when I first joined this show, Morayo will be telling me that, stop hailing these government people when they come too much. I said, it's because of where I'm from. To sit down, be hearing Lagos State government saying, we have done this, before we hear Nigerians complain. It was strange to me. We have to carry placard and be screaming, and still you will not hear anything. So I want a different attitude when it comes to, you know, investment in what is natural to us, in the Middle Belt, in the North. Let's invest in these things. Let's make it a priority. If there's nothing that we get right, let's make agriculture the first thing and the biggest thing that we invest in, and that would multiply into other things. See, cost of transportation, cost of diesel, all those things can also be, you know, I feel that when we have things like a lot of these perishable goods that we grow in Plateau State, before long, you harvest it, in a few days, everything is rotting. If we have like big storages, free cold storages, you know, in these states that can keep them for longer, and so that farmers also are not put under pressure to sell quickly at any amount because they know that they would rather, yes, and people will tell you that when you're traveling through Benue State, you just see oranges just on the floor. Wasting because we cannot keep it. So these are things that government would have invested in a long time ago. So the wastages plus insecurity, farmer headers clashes is making everything worse. So governors especially, and at the local government level, we can do better. The story does not have to be the same every year.
Let me take this call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, Morayo. Yeah, good morning to everyone in the studio.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. You have all spoken well this morning. But you see, last December, I traveled home. I'm from Ogbomoso. I have so many uncles, brothers that are into farming. You see, when I started complaining to them that how is food so expensive like this, they said they've been hearing this thing. But the people that came to buy from them, the difference from what they buy now and then is just a little. So what I'm trying to say is that the middlemen that is transporting the food, maybe from the farmers to the end users, are the problem.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking. So I think the government, like you have said, maybe the government should come in and see how they can get this food from the farmers to the end user. That will reduce the cost a bit. So that is my contribution this morning.
Thanks for. I mean, sometimes we say government can't do everything. Sometimes we, the people, we can't even have. I should be able to. I as a citizen, should be able to buy from you, the supplier, and be responsible enough to add my own profit, but not skyrocket the price so that I can make extra profit. We also have, at some point, there has to be some responsibility I play into this. And government cannot be the one transporting from you. That's additional cost to the government. So we all keep saying cost of governance. The issue is that Nigerians, too, must also be willing to participate in what to do for economic growth of our nation.
Okay. So let me, first of all, talk about you mentioned the governors who have been given money in trillions last year that was shared. And you were asking what did he do with it. I think that, first of all, like some stakeholders have said, that the government needs to declare a state of emergency when it comes to this food issue. That's the first step. Now, after that, I've always believed that for us to make a change, a lasting change, we must change how we do things. You can't keep doing things one way and expect a different result. That would be madness. Now we have realized that this is a state of emergency. What we now need to do is give everybody a KPI. You are a governor of Zamfara. You are governor of Lagos. You are governor of Delta. I'm giving you from 3 to 6 months to come up with a plan on agriculture. What do you intend to do? How do you intend to equip your state that your state can feed itself? Come up with it and start working towards it. And when you do not do that, there will be allocations that will not be given to you. Give them something to do. Now, listen.
The Constitution, this is not a principal and teacher matter. There's a separation of power.
Yeah,
so this one.
See, we must all agree.
So it has to be Nigerians.
Yes, we must all agree that we have to change the way we do things. Now, one of the reasons we don't see responsibility on the part of our leaders is because nobody checks them. We will just talk here, carry our bag and go, and things are going on the way it's going on. And people are suffering on the streets. We need to start holding them accountable by giving them, if you do not do well in this area, this allocation you will not get. What are our lawmakers doing? What are they doing?
They say let me go on a break. Let me go on a break. When we come back, continue this conversation.
They're not as powerful, okay?
Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.